So, Dave, it's felt a while in coming, but the first win's finally come, hasn't it?
Yeah, another good performance. I don't think we have got what we deserve from the first three games. Gainsborough, fair enough, that we didn't deserve anything out of that, but FC United and South Shields, I thought we deserved more than 2 points in the terms of the performances, and today, very similar. I think we've looked solid throughout. We could have created more in the second half, and we didn't create many big opportunities because we missed the opportunities to create them where there was big spaces and that.
I could see that in your frustration at times, wasn't there?
Yeah, because I think 5-6 times we give the ball away in areas where one good ball, not even a good ball, a simple ball, and we were in on goal, or a crossing position and it went too far over the lad's head. So I was frustrated at that, but on the other end of the pitch, we just looked solid. We didn't give anything away. Two centre-halves were outstanding again, and there's some big players in that dressing room, and I think that the players around them now are raising their games as well. Said in training on Thursday, the standard of the training was unbelievable. It was only a 45-minute session, but the intensity and the way the lads were working, I went home and I thought, we're at a higher level than last season, despite whatever the result was today and wherever that put us in the league. We're at a higher level than last season, so now it's just a case of keeping people fit, keeping people happy who are on the bench, because that's always a difficult part, and fingers crossed we can kick on from here.
Do you think, I wasn't going to say an easy second half, but do you think it'd be a more comfortable second half? Because they gave it a real good go, Stafford, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, but I'm thinking how many chances did Joe have a save? I don't think Joe had a save to make. So
yeah, he made that one early doors, which was good, wasn't it? 0-0, and then second half he's not.
Yeah, in the second half he didn't have a save to make, and when you look back at the second half, you would say we were comfortable. I think the emotion of it all is because you've only got a 1-goal lead. If that's a 2-0 lead at half time, and you watch the second half, you'd have felt comfortable right the way throughout, but it just takes one slip or one referee decision again, and it could have went the other way. But we've had five bookings today.
Yeah.
5 bookings is unbelievable.
Do you think he was trying to even it up a little bit?
He said Pratty was continuously fouling. It was his first foul of the game. It's a 50-50 decision anyway, and he's booked him for continuous fouling. It was his only free kick he gave away in the whole game. So
the Louis Myers one was baffling as well, wasn't it?
A lot of them were, but I felt like he did try and even up. We told our lads he had to watch that at half time. But it was a blatant red card and it was a penalty that was deserving. It's good to see Paddy and Sinead on the score sheet from them wide positions.
I was going to say Sinead, he's had a bright start, and just at times that final ball, isn't it? That'll do him a world of good, that goal, wasn't it? Even though it was a bit of a scruffy one. Yeah,
they all count, and I've told him he's going to be judged on assists and goals, and we are asking him to do sometimes a little bit more of a defensive role, because he's very difficult to get past, but he does have that attacking element as well, and he's someone who's just been consistent with his performances right the way throughout pre-season and from where we are now, and he's someone you're looking throughout. Is he going to start every game at the moment? Yes, he's one of the first names on the team sheet because of the shift that he puts in.
Good to see Louis Myers get a start, and he's a nuisance. I described him as a nuisance in commentary because he takes 2 men away, doesn't he? Even if he's like not near goal, just what he does is kind of off the ball really. He's a threat, everyone looks at him.
Yeah, I think if the penalties probably come from that. Kings has tried to play the ball into Louis. Louis takes the hits, probably miscontrolled it, but Pratty then is a nuisance in behind, isn't he? It's good to see when we can play. We've got that option of the two, and then we're going to have options of Louis on his own or Pratty on his own, depending on the opposition. And that's where it's just trying to keep everyone happy is always difficult, because we're changing slightly in terms of what we're doing. It's not always going to be the same formation every week. So there will be personnel left out for reasons, but you come into today's game and you lose Liam Tong midweek. It's a big blow for us after the start that he's made, but it's good to see like Jack Sherratt stepped up to the plate today. I thought he was outstanding, and Louis come in the team and again took all the hits for the team at the top end of the pitch.
Yeah, you mentioned Liam Tong there. I mean, I've kept it under wraps, but he's missing because obviously a member of his family's tested positive for coronavirus. He's got to isolate.
Yeah, he lives with his girlfriend and she's tested positive, so he's had a test which was negative, but he's got to isolate, and I don't know, it's a bit disappointing seeing all these games getting called off. I know you've got to, but if we could have called today's game off just based on that, and we're never going to get the season finished if people are just going to keep calling the games off if the players are in isolation. I think if the players have got it, then fair enough, but We've got our kit man whose wife has got coronavirus, so he's self-isolating.
And climbing the walls as well.
Yeah, true. And Tongy's got to self-isolate until next Friday, so he'll be available for next week. And now we've got selection problems, which is good for me and bad for me at the same time.
I was going to say, it's a nice headache to have though as a manager. Like you say, you look at you mentioned it like loads of times last year, but you look at the bench today and you could bring like all 5 of them on at some stage, couldn't you?
Yeah, we could. It's just keeping everyone happy. I mean, from last week, Darius obviously wasn't happy being on the bench, so he goes. I've had good chats this week with people like Tomo, Daishi, because I really want them to stay around. They're going to get opportunities at some point. But at this football club, lads get half the money when they're on the bench. It's not just financial. Lads want to play as well, but there is both factors that come into play. So fingers crossed we can keep that squad. Tongy comes back in next week, so like I said, decision problems, and then I'm probably going to look to bring in 1, possibly 2 more, just to bolster the squad, because we can go from having a healthy 16 to looking quite weak within 1 week. So yeah, we're going to be constantly staying on top of the recruitment.
Excellent. Cheers, Dave. Well, we'll see you next week against Whitby.
Cheers, Luke. Cheers.